Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, today I'm talking about something that keeps coming up on the internet, and that is the notion that some immigrants are upset, even angry, because Black Americans can't be deported. Have y'all heard that? I think I've spoken on it before, but it's one of those things where you think you'll talk about it one time and it'll die down, but then it keeps coming up. So this keeps coming up. I saw a video of an African guy saying that some Africans are mad that Black Americans can't be deported. That's stunning to me. That is stunning to me because why would you go to another country and be concerned about the immigration status of another group of people? And it's not just Africans, it's also Latinos and Caribbeans. They keep making videos saying stuff like, Black Americans, you're next. Black Americans, you're next. And we're like, what are you talking about? We're not next. We're never going to be next for that. But let's talk about it a little bit. Ever so often, I do see a comment about someone who just got to America and is genuinely upset that Black Americans can't be deported. These are not people that just got to America, by the way. These are people that have been here a while, but they have not taken the time to learn what America is all about, what the laws say, and what the history of the country is. I understand people being excited about moving to a country where they feel like they can make a better way of life for themselves, and that's wonderful. But in coming to another country, you really do need to learn something about that country and about the people in that country before you get upset or start making wild claims about something that you may not know about. So when I hear someone say, Black Americans, you're next, I'm thinking, baby, who told you that? That's not even an option. That's never going to come up. Or if it does, that means that the whole country and the whole Constitution has been upended. So let's talk about the people who are concerned and who are getting mad when they find out Black Americans are citizens. And that's the whole thing. Black Americans are citizens. We're citizens since 1868. We're not visitors. We're not guests. We're not on a trial period. We are constitutional citizens. The 14th Amendment, in reference and recognition to our ancestors, was tailor made for us. And believe it or not, I can see how this could be confusing to people. Everybody knows about America's history of slavery. Everybody knows that it was our ancestors that were the ones enslaved. So people just assume that since slaves are always at the bottom of the pyramid, that you're just at the bottom. And anybody who comes here feels like they are 2 or 3 steps ahead of us, even though we've been here for hundreds of years. And imagine their surprise when they find out that America actually has laws, is constitutionally driven, and we are all over the Constitution. And that's what makes the difference. But I can see where it would be confusing if you didn't know. But still, I have tried to figure out, why are these people mad? And I've come to the conclusion that their anger usually comes from projecting their own immigration experience onto everybody else. They are dealing with visas, paperwork, interviews, background checks, the constant fear of losing status. So when they see us, Black Americans, walking around with full citizenship by birth, they're like, wait, y'all don't have to do any of this. Not a single form, not even a PDF. And the answer would be no. We don't have to do anything like that. We don't know anything about trying to get a visa or going to meet with somebody, having an interview or check in with somebody to make sure you're here legally and not doing anything illegal in the United States of America. We don't even think about that. We didn't even know people had to do that until this whole immigration thing came up. So that's why they're mad, I guess, maybe, because they are projecting their immigration experience and status onto us. And they want everybody else to suffer too. You know what they say, misery loves company. And we always have to factor in the misinformation factory. It's always somebody out there talking and don't know what they're talking about. So part of the anger that these people are feeling comes from misinformation. Some people arrive in the United States with zero knowledge of American history. They don't know about the 14th Amendment. They don't know about Reconstruction. They don't know that Black Americans are one of the foundational populations of this country. So they assume deportation is like a universal punishment. Hey, I mean, I guess they think that America has one of those big return to sender buttons for everybody, but there's nowhere to return us to. This is our homeland. This is the only homeland we know. And let me say this with love and clarity because I'm not angry. I'm just, baffled. Black Americans cannot be deported. Black Americans cannot be deported legally. I'm not one to say that something can't happen. Anything can happen, but we cannot be deported legally because of our constitutional rights. So it's not because of favoritism that we can't be deported. It's not because of politics, but because you cannot deport citizens. The Constitution said what it said, and it said it in 1868. We are citizens of the United States of America as descendants of the freedmen, as they are called in legal documents. So we cannot be deported legally, and that doesn't change even though people get upset or people think we ought to be deported. There are certain segments of the alt-right that run around saying, we're going to send them back to Africa. We're going to send them back to Africa. These are people that don't have a clue of what they're talking about. They themselves would be deported before we would be. And that's the bottom line. And then there's the historical reality. Here's the part that gets missed. Black Americans didn't immigrate here voluntarily. Nobody applied. Nobody booked a flight here. Nobody said, oh, America sounds like fun. Let's go. Citizenship wasn't handed out like party favors. It was fought for. I'll say it again. It was fought for. It was suffered for. It was sacrificed for. It was legislated. It was defended. It was earned through generations of struggle. So the idea that Black Americans could be sent back anywhere is not only legally impossible, it's historically confused. So there's a bit of humor in the anger that these people are feeling. What makes this whole thing funny is the emotional reaction. Some people get genuinely offended that Black Americans can't be deported. Like they're standing in line at the DMV and someone else gets to skip ahead of them. No, it's not like that. We were already there even before you got here. So instead of being angry that Black Americans can't be deported, be grateful that you are able to become a citizen of the United States of America. Citizenship these days is easier than it was in those days. Now you just have to follow the immigration laws of the United States of America. So if you're new to the country, welcome, truly. But please understand, Black Americans are not temporary residents. We're not optional. We're not on probation. We are part of the foundation of the United States of America. Learn the history. It'll save you from getting mad at things that were never true in the first place. So the next time you see someone online getting angry that Black Americans can't be deported, Just remember, they didn't do their homework, and that's what's missing. They just have to do their homework, learn about the country, learn about the people in the country, learn about the immigration laws of the country. Am I right about it? Okay, y'all, thank you for listening. Let me know what you think about the video, and have a good day.